Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, April 15th. Happy Jackie Robinson Day in the MLB. Welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. Today's a huge day. So much stuff happened yesterday. So much stuff is going to happen today. The Warriors season could end tonight. We have to discuss that. We'll keep it in that realm. We're gonna talk about basketball. So, two amazing play-in games yesterday. Both of them went down to the wire. One went to overtime. Super, super fun games. This is what the NBA had in mind when they created the play-in game: is high intensity games that will, yes, increase revenue and ratings and stuff like that, but just extra good basketball is what we were treated to yesterday. And I, for one, am very grateful for that. And we have two games today, and then additionally, two more games, I believe, the next day, or maybe it was Friday. So, NBA play in, as far as the first two games of this year, massive success. And we've had good games in the play in before as well. So, let's just talk about these play in games. So, we have the first one, the Charlotte Hornets beat the Miami Heat 127 to 126. This game went to overtime. It was very close the whole way. Neither team led by more than 8 points. Eight was the biggest lead for the Hornets. The Heat had a 7 point lead in the fourth quarter. But man, this was an incredible game. It was very, very close, back and forth the whole way through. LaMelo Ball had 30 points. He went 35 and 10 in 40 minutes. Bridges had 28 and 9 in 43 minutes. As for the Heat, Mitchell had 28 points in 48 minutes. Andrew Wiggins, 27 points. Ware had 12 points and 19 boards. Tyler Hero had 23 points. This was a great effort from both teams. Very, very good game. Very well played game. I think the key to this one, well, I mean, I don't, I think the key was the lack of somebody. I think the key in this game was Bam Adebayo getting hurt. He was controversially tripped by LaMelo Ball, and he exited the game in the second, and he did not return. He did not return for the rest of the game. I think if Bam was playing, it's 100% a different game, and the Heat would have a much better chance to win. That was probably the key to the game, but the guy who I'm looking at as far as who was actually involved in those clutch minutes was LaMelo Ball. And you take a look at the 3 point numbers, and they were horrible. 2 for 16 on threes. However, he still had 30 points, and he did have 10 assists, and he was plus 15 in his minutes. So even though he did not shoot the ball well at all, especially from three, he was still clutch down the. I mean, he had that turnover that allowed the Heat to get free throw, and he did foul Hero as well. So he almost sold the game, but instead he went down and made a clutch layup at the other end, kind of showing that he is a clutch performer. I mean, he almost blew it, and if he didn't make that layup, we'd be talking about him very differently. But I think LaMelo Ball down the stretch was fantastic. And the Hornets 3 point shooting as well. I mean, late to Kobe White to tie the game. What a shot that was. Just some great shots being made from a lot of players in this game. This was a lot of players worked hard for this game, and the Hornets players worked hard for the W, and the Heat worked hard and just came up short. It was a very fun game, and I think that's my takeaways. It was a super fun game between the Hornets, just a fun team, and the Heat, fun game. It was very enjoyable to watch, and that's a good thing for the NBA. And the Hornets are moving on to the loser of today's Magic Sixers game. The second game was the Portland Trailblazers at the Phoenix Suns. The Blazers won this one 114 to 110. This game, it was close, but not in the same way that Heat Hornets was close, because those two teams didn't really get the advantage for a duration of the game. The Suns and the Blazers, it was like a tale of tale of quarters, pretty much. I mean, the Suns commanded the entire first quarter. Then the second and the third quarters were all Portland. I mean, their biggest lead was 14 points in the second quarter. The second quarter, especially, was amazing for the Blazers. And then the Suns came out in the fourth quarter and got right back into the game, cut the deficit down with a big start to the fourth. And in the end, it was the Blazers who played best in the final couple minutes to win the game. And I mean, if you look at the runs that some of the teams went on from the first quarter, end of the first quarter to halfway in the second, the Blazers went on a 26-8 run. Phoenix from halfway in the third to a little bit, not quite halfway of the fourth, 32-10 Phoenix run. And then from a minute after that run ended, halfway through the fourth to about 2 minutes left in the game, the Blazers went on an 18-6 run. So just the momentum was swinging back and forth. And when the team had the momentum, they had all the momentum. But then it would flip flop, and it flip flopped a couple times in this game. Usually at like the midpoint of the quarter is when a different team would turn it on. And we saw that happen multiple times in this game. The key contributor for the winning team, the Portland Trail Blazers, was Denny Advia. 41 points and 12 assists in addition to 7 rebounds over 38 minutes. He was very good. He was the clutch performer down the stretch. He was getting and ones, multiple and ones. He was dominating in the paint, getting to the basket and making some tough layups. Avia was very, very good for Portland in this game. And he's the reason, in addition to the whole team, of course, played well. But I think he's the main reason why they won. He was incredible. And this is his first playoff game, his first postseason game. And just based on this, you would consider him to be a playoff performer. And if we see that, if that trend continues, him being a great playoff player, that's exciting for the Blazers. Not sort of this year. They're probably going to lose in the first round anyway. But for the future years, to know you have a guy who's a dog like that, that's great for the Blazers. And then for Phoenix, Jalen Green had 35 points in 39 minutes. He was -5. I thought Dylan Brooks had a very nice game, even though he did foul out. He still had 20 points in 37 minutes, 7 boards. Booker, 22 in 38. The Suns, I thought the Suns played well, but just not well enough. They missed a couple shots and late that they could have made and made it better, but they definitely had a chance to win, and I think they're still in a good position to make the playoffs. You would have rather won this game for sure, but they still have another chance, and they would most likely capitalize on that chance. So that was yesterday. Big games from a whole bunch of people. Let's look at today's NBA games. The first one, 4:30 on Amazon. The 76ers host the Magic. These are two teams that are 45 and 37. These are two good teams. And in my opinion, I mean, we had two incredibly close games yesterday, probably as close as it can get. I think this might be the most competitive. I think if it goes the way that a lot of people think it's going to go, it will rival the first two games in terms of excitement and just general quality of basketball being played. I'm really excited for this one. The 76ers and the Magic. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game, and it's really 50-50 as to who's going to win. I can see either team winning, but either way, it's going to be a close one. So tune in to 4:30 Pacific for the Magic and the Sixers. I'm fairly confident that it will not be a waste of your time. So I'm gonna repeat. So we went over these games yesterday on yesterday's episode with Grant, and he's a basketball expert. So if you want to see some more of that talk in depth, go to yesterday's episode. Today, I'm just going to reiterate some of the points that we made, so that we can get some content out of this. I think Paul George is going to have a big game. I think he's going for 30 points tonight, and I think that his contributions will be the difference in this game. I said that yesterday, but I'm repeating it for you guys here today. I think Paul George is going to have a monster game. They call him Playoff P. He hasn't really shown that in recent years, but he is a good playoff performer. Otherwise, you wouldn't get that nickname. And I think he's going to play like Playoff P tonight. I think he's going to play well. And I can see the Sixers, I don't know, maybe not have, kind of being a little bit flat at times. But Paul George will get them through that. So then when they play good team basketball, they won't be at a deficit. They'll be right in there to capitalize on their great play. Um, as for the Magic, it looks like they're fully healthy. Looks like everyone's going to be playing. Um, they had high expectations coming into the year, and they still do for this core. This core has high expectations. A lot should definitely hurt. But as for the Magic, I mean, they just need to play. I think the key for the Magic is controlling the paint because no Joel Embiid for the 76ers could allow some of their bigs to not only score, but control the glass. I think if the Magic are able to get offensive rebounds and prevent the 76ers from getting offensive rebounds by securing the basketball when a miss is occurring, then the Magic will definitely have an advantage in that department. And I think that's the way that they can win this game is by playing bigger than the 76ers and controlling the paint, controlling the glass, and getting easy points, high percentage shots from the inside area. I think that's the way Orlando can win this game. You know, looking at some of their big guys like Wagner and Carter and Paolo as well. He's a big guy. I think if they can get inside and into the paint area, that's how they can effectively score and win the game. I think for the 76ers, it would kind of be the opposite, looking for big 3-point shooting and good ball movement on the perimeter. That's what we're looking for from the 76ers, especially Paul George. Looking for him to have a great night shooting the basketball. So kind of two different approaches here. And I think if either team can execute their game plan, whatever it actually is, and better, we'll take this one and advance to the playoffs on the first try. For the next game involving the Golden State Warriors, the Warriors in LA to face the Clippers, Pacific rivals. This is a big game for the Warriors. The season has, well, it went into a tailspin in mid-January, and it just kept getting worse and worse from there. But they are still alive, still with the chance to make the playoffs. Now, with that being said, it's going to be unbelievably difficult to not only make it there, but advance at all. You need just everything to go right for you. And in my opinion, everything going right looks like Steph Curry going nuclear. He's going to have to do that. I mean, he's only been back for 4 games. He played 2 and then rested for 1 and then played 2 more. 29, 17, 11, and 24 in those games. Only one of them ended up being a win for the Warriors. But look, Steph Curry is Steph Curry. He is, I might catch some flack for this, he is the 4th best player of all time. That's on my personal ranking. He's the fourth best player of all time. And not only that, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 championships. He knows what it takes to win. He's been to the playoffs consistently throughout his career with Steve Kerr, with Draymond, with Clay, who's unfortunately no longer with us. He's still alive, though. Don't worry, guys. He's still alive. But that sounded bad. But Steph Curry knows what it takes to win. And on top of that, he knows how to win solely on his own. You go back to the Kings game 7 in the first round a couple years back, 50-point game 7. He's been in elimination games before, and he's done well in, I'd probably say most of those games he's done well. And it's really up to him. And it shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to put your entire future hopes for the season on a 38-year-old who's coming off like a 3-month absence because of injury. But that's the reality of the situation. And is it reality? Is it realistic for Steph Curry to drop 50? It's not unheard of, but if we're going to win tonight, that's what it's going to have to be. It's got to be Steph. It's got to be Stephen Curry going, just going ballistic. Maybe like 10 threes, probably maybe even like 15 threes, set the record for most in a game, and drop 50 points and win the game single handedly. That's what it's going to take for the Warriors to win tonight. As for the Clippers, I mean they got a squad. They got Kawhi, who is just looking like, you know, Terminator Kawhi, looking like 2019 Kawhi, uh, which the Warriors are familiar with. But around him, he's got Collins, he's got Garland, Mathurin, Brooke Lopez. They kind of got the Unk squad. Um, Realistically, it's going to be the Clippers, but um, man, I'm taking the Warriors kind of because I have to. I'm not going to like pick. Now, if the Warriors somehow make it to the playoffs, there's no chance I'm picking them over the Thunder. But against the Clippers, I will stick with my team. I will say the Warriors will win this game. Uh, I said how it's going to happen, how it will have to happen. It'll have to be Steph Curry, but maybe Draymond plays great defense on Kawhi. See, the problem is who you put on Kawhi. You put Moses Moody on Kawhi. Problem is Moses Moody is recovering from a disgusting knee injury. Um, I don't know. It kind of feels like it's going to be Steph versus Kawhi, um, figuratively and literally. Maybe Kawhi will be guarding Steph if that's something that happens. I mean, look, it's going to be. It could be a massacre. It very well could be a massacre, but we're holding on to hope because that's all we got. So that's basketball. Um, I dropped my score predictions yesterday. You can go check that out. But gotta get a move on here. We got to talk about some baseball. Um, gosh, this is gonna be a rough one. Okay, last night the Giants lost. Final score 2-1. Cincinnati Reds got the dub over the Giants. Giants had 1 run on 7 hits, no errors. The Reds had 2 runs on 3 hits and committed an error. The the winning pitcher in this game was Brady Singer, who came into the day with an ERA of 7 and a WHIP of over 2. He allowed 6 hits and only one was a run because it was Adonis Homer. He went 6 innings and gave up 1 earned run. This is like this season, he's been one of the worst in the league. The losing pitcher, get ready for this. Classic Robbie Ray start. He went 5 innings pitched. He allowed 4 walks, none of which scored, and he gave up only 2 hits. The problem was those 2 hits were solo homers, and one of them really wasn't even a mistake pitch. The first one, yeah, they got him. But the second one to Sal Stewart, that was a pitch that was up at the letters, and Stewart just went up and got it and went to opposite field. Very impressive swing. That's really not on Robbie Ray. The hitter just made an incredible swing. Robbie Ray did not have his greatest stuff, but he battled and got you 5 innings and only allowed 2 runs on a warm day in one of the best hitter parks in baseball. And you only get 1 run to support him. And you also look at the bullpen. I mean, shoot, we had Ryan Walker come in and pitch a scoreless inning. He pitched a scoreless inning. He did not allow a hit or a walk. He did not allow a base runner. We're talking about Ryan Walker here, the guy who has been under fire for sucking. Keaton Wynn dominated. Inning pitched, picked up 2 strikeouts, and one of them was his 100th career strikeout. And Killian also was very good. We only allowed 3 hits in this game, and we lost. We only scored 1 run. It was just Willy Adames. He had a solo home run, and he was 2 for 4 and a solo home run, and that was it. That was all. I mean, Arias was 3 for 4, but he didn't come around to score. Jung Hoo Lee went 2 for 4. I actually loved what I saw from Jung Hoo yesterday, but we'll get into that later. I mean, classic Robbie Ray start. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits and 4 walks. The 2 hits were solo home runs. He battles to give you 5 innings, and what do? You get him 1 run in support. Um, this is just like painful to talk about. The Giants have lost their third straight game. Does that sound familiar? It should, because it's happened 3 times already this year. The pitching was it was very good. Um, and Willie Adames was very good. You could say Arias and Lee had good games. Everybody else stunk it up. Daniel Susak came in as a pinch hitter in the ninth inning and had probably the best at bat of the game, which it says a lot of things. But I mean, when your starting pitcher goes out there and is not his best and still turns in 5 innings and only allows 2 runs, and your bullpen follows that up with 3 scoreless innings, one of those innings coming from a pitcher who has struggled mightily, and he finally locks it in and does not allow a base runner, and you put up 1 run in a hitter friendly ballpark on a warm night where the ball is carrying, is unacceptable. And um, here it is. It's time to panic. Hit the panic button on the San Francisco Giants because of their abysmal offensive performance. We are almost a month into the season, and I can probably name 2 or 3 games where I've looked at the offense and said that was a great game from our offense. Hit the panic button. We stink. So let's just try and get into some more stuff. I mean, okay, I do want to talk about Jung Hoo. Jung Hoo Lee has just been under fire for his. Really, he has been bad. He's been very bad. However, yesterday he went 2 for 4. He had a double and he had a single on his first at bat that I was so happy about because he went the other way, which is what I've been trying to, want him. I've been wanting him to go the other way since he got to the big leagues. I wanted him to do that, have that approach, and he did it very well. He shot it through the gap. But look, Jung Hoo Lee had a 2 for 4 performance. He had 2 hits, and on one of the at bats, he hit the ball very hard and it kicked off the pitcher's foot and resulted in an out. So he really had 3 great at bats in this game and one at bat that was not the best. But he had 3 great at bats in this game, and that is such a good sign. Now, here's the thing: it is one game, but if he is able to string together more good performances, if he can get like 1 hit per game for a stretch of, I don't know, maybe a series or 2, all of a sudden the confidence has been reinstated in Jung Hoo Lee, and he's feeling better, and we're feeling better about him. And the comments about him not living up to his contract will sort of cease and go away because he is contributing to the team. You look at his last 4 games, he's 2 for 4 in 3 of them, which is a good sign. It really doesn't feel that way. Um, but hey, I mean, if he can just get like 1 hit per game, and maybe some of those will be extra base hits, and he starts going the other way more, and the glove continues to be good because it has been good. It's been a positive thing for him, the glove. But if that bat can get 1 hit a game, all of a sudden that's contribution from the outfield from one of your top guys, then we're back. We're so back with Jung Hoo Lee. But he's got to do that first. It was one game. If he can do it again today, I'll be very happy. Very happy about that. All right. It was also great to have Luis Arias back, who had 3 hits. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think there also is a conversation we had about Patrick Bailey. Um, Patrick Bailey is the last straw. He has one straw remaining before, for me personally, I think he has one more chance to do something, anything offensively. A lot of people are already calling for Susac to be the everyday catcher. And I am very close to joining that camp because Susak's quality of at bat is just leagues above Bailey. Susak's still hitting 583, and he is a rookie. Patrick Bailey, in 44 at bats, is hitting 136 with less hits than Susac has in 12 at bats. Um, so I mean, there you go, right there. There's your stat to justify those claims for Susac. One more chance, Patrick. That's all you got. One more chance to do anything productive offensively. If you don't, well, well, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's recap some games from around the league. The D-backs beat the Orioles 4-3. Kelly got the win. The loss went to the Rogers. The save went to Seawald. The Tigers beat the Royals 2-1. The win went to Vest. Framber had a very nice start. So did Cole Reagans. Both starters very good. Only allowed uh, Framber 1 run over 7 innings. Reagans 0 runs over 6 innings. Mears got the loss. The save went to Jansen. Cubs beat the Phillies 10-4. Ray got the win. The loss went to Mesa. The Nationals beat the Pirates 5-4. The winning pitcher was Parker. The losing pitcher was Keller, and the save went to Varland. The Angels back to back to back in the first inning, 7-1. Detmers got the win, 7 innings, 1 run, 9 Ks. The loss went to Weathers. The Braves won 6-5. Dom Smith had a 3-run double to win the game in the eighth inning. Love some of that right now. Suarez got the win. Fairbanks got the loss, and the save went to Raisel Iglesias. The Rays beat the White Sox 8-5. Shane McClanahan gets his first win in his in a very long time. I'm not sure when his last win was, but it had to be in like over 1,000 days probably. Good for him. Schultz got the loss in his debut. Baker got the save. The Blue Jays won in 10 innings, 9-7 final. Varling got the win. Anderson got the loss. Um, Entertaining game. Twins beat the White Sox 6-0. Mick Abel 7 scoreless, struck out 10. Sonny Gray got the loss. The Cardinals walked off the Guardians 6-5. O'Brien got the win. Herring got the loss. The Stros beat the Rockies 7-6. The win went to Bluebot. The loss went to Lorenzen, and the save went to De Los Santos. The A's beat the Rangers. Jeffrey Springs got the win. The loss went to Gore, and the save went to Leiter Jr. The Padres beat the Mariners 4-1. Winning pitcher was King. Losing pitcher was Wu, and the save went to Mason Miller. The Dodgers beat the Mets 2-1. Yamamoto, great start, as for McLean as well. Both went 7 innings. Yamamoto 7 2/3, 1 run, 7 Ks. McLean 7 1 and 8 on the strikeouts. The win went to Trinan, the loss went to Rayleigh, and the save went to Vesia in the Giants game. So games today. The D-backs and the Orioles. Rodriguez versus Bradish. The Cardinals and the Guardians are going to be May and Ciccone. Red Sox and Twins, Early versus Woods Richardson. Got the Nats and the Pirates. Going to be Irvin versus Montgomery. Cubs, Phillies, Imanaga versus Luzardo. Royals, Tigers, Lugo and Flaherty. Angels, Yankees, Kachanowicz versus Heel. Marlins, Braves, Paddock versus Elder. Blue Jays, Brewers, Cease, Patrick. Rays, White Sox, Schultens versus Bjork. Quintana, he looks like he's going to pitch. I don't know. Arrighetti looks like he's going to pitch. I don't know. Hancock versus Vasquez. Mariners, Padres, Rangers, A's, Rocker versus Ginn. Mets, Dodgers, Holmes versus Otani. And as for the Giants, it's going to be Tyler Mahle looking for his first win going up against Rhett Lauder for the Reds. Please do something. Please just get a hit, man. Susak's in the lineup. Will Brent. Oh my goodness. When did that happen? Jared Oliva and Harrison Bader went on the injured list, meaning that hitting eighth for the Giants today is Will Brennan and batting ninth, Drew Gilbert, Chili Goo Bear, back on the San Francisco Giants. This is exactly what we need right now. We need Drew Gilbert, like he did last year, to come in and play good baseball, yes, but more importantly, just absolute shot in the arm. Put energy back into this clubhouse. That's exactly what we need. We need energy. We need a spark. And you know where that came from last year? And you know where it's hopefully going to come from this year? Is Drew Gilbert, the craziest player in baseball. I'm such a big Drew Gilbert fan. He's a fan favorite already. I just got a lot happier about the Giants situation because Drew Gilbert is on the team, in the lineup, and really, more importantly, he's just around the team. He's going to just give them a boost. I believe in you, Drew. I believe in you. And the entire fan base is counting on you to, do what you did last year, which is play decent baseball and just annoy the heck out of Matt Chapman. So we got some hockey today as well. The Sharks play their second to last game of the season against the Blackhawks, eliminated from playoff contention. The Stars play the Rangers. The Stars play the Sabres. Sabres and the Lightning. Red Wings, Panthers, Maple Leafs, Senators, and the Kraken, and the Golden Knights. That's gonna do it for today's episode. Thank you everyone for watching the Nick Watkins Show. Warriors play at 7. Their season could end. The 76ers in the Magic at 4:30. Giants play at 3:40. The Sharks play at 5:30. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow.